Hey, my fellow golf ball addicts, welcome to the Addict episode 3. Episodes 1 and 2 were like 2 or 3 years ago, so I understand it's been a while. But I wanted to do these more often. I've been doing a lot of lives recently where I invite people to come on and ask questions, and we just kind of hang out. Like I said, this is always a community, but some people do not get that opportunity. So I wanted to do something that was filmed. I didn't give you guys a ton of time to answer the questions. I know that's on me going forward. I'll give you more time. But I just kind of want to do episode 3, get it out there, answer some questions, and also just talk about some other stuff on the channel that I've seen from comments, or just anything that I can help clear the air on some of this stuff. I know not everyone's going to want to watch this, but it's kind of a deep dive into the channel where you can really find out more about what's going on and why it's going on, things like that. So without further ado, I do want to thank Magic Mind real quick before I get started. As you guys know, Magic Mind helped us out a lot on our top 100. They have been awesome. It is a mental performance shot, and as you guys know, I'm busy. I'm really busy. I got so much going on, and there's something that helps me bridge the gap and be as efficient as possible and use my time. You only got 24 hours in a day, and sometimes I'm really bad at using those 24 hours efficiently. Magic Mind really helps me out with a lot of that. I mean, I really have seen a sharper mind, lower stress, calm energy. It really does help me throughout my day, no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm at work or whether I'm here with my kids or whether I'm trying to provide this content. It's really incredible what it does, and Magic Mind's promise is to always use the best, most quality ingredients as possible, which I can tell. Guys, I do have a coupon code you can click below off your first box. It's always free shipping. It's to your door in just a couple of days. I definitely recommend you give it a try, and thank you to Magic Mind again for really helping us out through these videos. Normally I save these to drink on camera, but I already had one today, and if I take another one, I might smell color, so I don't want to do that. That's going to, I'd be tripping. All right, let's dive into these comments. Super excited. I'm going to try to put some flair with this here. So this is the first one. Do a what's in the bag and what balls do you play? So a lot of people ask me what balls I play. Let's go over the what's in the bag first. So, all right, so starting with the wedges, I have the Vice wedge set. I have a 50, a 56, and a 60. I love these things. They've honestly felt phenomenal. I've noticed some improvement in my chipping game. They feel great off the club face. Having forged definitely helps. And I went with the pink grips because pink is my favorite color, if some of you didn't know that, but absolutely love these things. I wouldn't trade them in for anything right now. It's the first time I've ever had a full wedge set. Usually I just mix and match and whatever value I can find, but no, I actually got a set and I really like it. I like the consistency. Plus I got these a little longer, so because I actually got fitted. It helps a ton, I will tell you that. And then if we're looking at the irons themselves, this is the Vice iron set. This specific one is the VGI01. Yeah, irons, I guess. I guess it's just their first, model. That's why they call it that. I wish the name was cooler. But anyway, these are awesome. I love them. There are some people who have asked about them. I have been playing them, and I just love them. I mean, I've tested some golf clubs from going from the PGA show, and I've went to demo days, and I always try to stay up on that even though I don't do clubs. These are some of my favorites. For them being their first time, wow, really impressed. Now, putter, I did go with the PXG. Now, I reviewed this putter. Some of you will remember this. This is the V42 model they had. And, ultimately the reason why I switched back to this one is I have a wooden putter that I now use to test golf balls. And I love that putter. It's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. It is phenomenal. I adore that thing. But this is a 10 out of 10. This is just so amazing. The feel is unlike anything I've ever had. The distance control is awesome. I barely have to come back. It's hot off the face, but it's consistent. It came with this awesome PXG pistol grip, and that was the first time I realized, holy cow, I like pistol grips. So the more I use this thing, the more I fall in love with it, and the more putts I make, and that's really cool too. I mean, even my scramble group has noticed my putting's gotten a lot better, so I just can't get rid of it. I love it, and I love the magnetic head cover too. It's got this magnet on the side. You just stick it on the side of the cart. Life change. Things you didn't know you needed until you actually had it. Holy cow. Now, I do have a new 3-wood coming soon, but I'm going to keep that under wraps for now because it is a surprise for the channel, so I won't go into detail. But I've been using for the last 3 to 4 years this Cleveland Turbo Launcher 3-wood. I just can't get rid of it. I love it. I mean, look at the face. Look at that face. Hold on, let me get it in camera view there. There we go. Look at that face. I mean, it's been beaten to heck. It's been through some stuff. Honestly, I hit it almost as far as I hit my driver. So I actually really love it a lot. And again, I can't get rid of it. It's so consistent for me, and it's such a game changer most of the time. I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. Went with the jumbo grips. A lot of you guys were telling me to go with that, and I love it so far, especially for driver and 3-wood. It's helped get me some control, which I love. I'll have a video on that here pretty soon as well. And then driver right now, I've been going with this. This is a 2022 Cobra LTDX. I like this thing. It feels really good. I got it on a really good sale. I think I got it for like 170 bucks brand new, and this was about a year ago. So really phenomenal price. And then if you actually look on my Golf Spy's list of the best drivers of all time, this one's like number 5, I think. So like this was a really good year for Cobra, and the fact that I was able to get it so cheap so fast, I really couldn't complain. And so far it's been great. I like it. I just wish my driving skill was a little better, but yeah, you know how that goes. What is your personal favorite golf ball? You're a gamer? I asked because you and I have a similar swing speed. There you go. I knew it was going to be soon. So right now, the golf balls I'm playing, it depends on, of course, the course I'm playing, depending on where it is. Is it tight? Is it short? Is it long? Is it open? All those questions go into that about how much distance I need, things like that. So right now my big ones, one is the PXG. It got number 1. I love it. My numbers are phenomenal with it. It really works well for me, so of course I'm going to play it. Number 2 is still Vice for me. I love them. I love what they do. I've been playing the Pro a little bit more. The Pro Plus just has so much side spin and so much bendability. I've been getting into trouble, so I'll still play the Pro, you know, depending on the day. And then if I need a 2-piece, if I'm on a shorter, tighter course and distance isn't as big of a factor, I just need consistency. I'm still repping the Topflite Gamer. I mean, I still got a ton of them, and it works. It's a great golf ball. I don't mind it at all. And then it changes up. I might go Vice Air once I run out of those, but we'll see. It is, I always use different golf balls because I have so many here. I mean, it would blow your mind. I just have so many different ones, and I got to use them. So I change depending on the day. Can we get a Srixon distance review, and have you considered using a stent meter to test rollout? Like a TaylorMade distance doesn't really want to stop rolling when putting. That could be in the future, and not currently. I'm already trying to figure out how to get reviews a little shorter, and I'm also trying to figure out how to get more meaningful information in them. That's one of those things where I do test distance control, and I mention it, but it's just me mentioning it based on how I'm seeing the golf ball go. As far as a measurement tool for that, maybe in a few years, when this becomes a full-time gig and I have more time to dedicate to each review, I'd love to get really detailed that way, but right now I don't have the means to until I can do this full-time. Now, as far as the Srixon distance review, absolutely. So Srixon has a bunch of golf balls that we still need to test. I need to do the Q-Star Tour non-divide version still. Then we got the distance, the AD333, the Marathon. They have a Ulti Speed that just came out. I'll be reviewing that one as well. So, I mean, it's going to be a big year for Srixon. And they also still have new models on pretty much every golf ball they had. The Soft Feel, I think, is brand new this year. All 3 models of the Tour Ball are new. I mean, I'm going to review probably 10 Srixon golf balls this year. It's going to be crazy. So, I don't know if we'll do a Srixon week or not. But if you guys want to, we can, just like we did with Vice Week. Do you play a ball consistently, or do you switch up from round to round? And what is your go-to ball right now? So again, I just mentioned what golf balls I play, but it does really depend. I mean, there are times like where I went out a couple weeks ago and I had the Wilson Triad, and I played it because I just needed to know how it was, and it was great. There's other times that I'll have a few golf balls left over from last year, and I'll just go out and play one just because, again, I got to lose them. I'm probably one of the only few guys in the world that just, when I lose a golf ball, it actually means nothing to me. And that's not a flex, but it's just, I'm kind of glad to get rid of them because I have so many and I got so many boxes. And I mean, I probably have anywhere between 20 to 30 dozen golf balls that need to be used. Not golf balls that go in the archive or that are shag bag or whatever. Just ones that need to be used because they're great golf balls and they work great for me, but they're just sitting in a box. And so when I lose one, there's no love lost. It's just like, okay, move on to the next one, and then sometimes I'll play with the same ball for 2 or 3 rounds, and I'll look at my buddy and be like, dang it, I need to lose this thing. Like, I only got one left, I want to move on to the next ball. And so it's a weird thing, but I do switch it up pretty consistently because I also want to course test stuff for you guys so that way What golf ball would you recommend for a slow swing speed senior golfer? Well, definitely a two-piece for sure if you're a slower swinger. It depends on how slow. If you're just a regular, slow, not like a super senior or anything, something like the Precept Laddie Extreme is going to be awesome. Wilson Zip, Snell 2.0, Pinnacle Softfly, Maxfly Softfly, all of those are really excellent for that. If you get into that super senior range, and then you want something that's really going to get you a lot of ballooning up. You want like maybe a Wilson Duo or Duo Optics or something like that. Callaway Super Soft Max is another good one for that. It really easily gets up in the air. You just can't putt with it because it's a bigger ball, but it's still good for iron shots and driver and stuff like that. What do you do with your used golf balls that are too scratched up to play on course? You usually say throw them out, but I thought maybe you have a shag bag or donate to the range. Thanks. So only good golf balls go in the shag bag for me, because again, I have so many of them that if they have a scratch on them, if they have a cut, if I don't trust them putting at all, you guys aren't probably going to like this, but they go in the trash. They really do. I have no use for them after that, just because I'm a firm believer that once those scratches happen, the golf ball's not going to fly the same anymore. It's not going to chip the same anymore. It's not going to putt the same anymore. Like it at that point is damaged goods. So, I mean, if you were someone who hit balls in the yard and you didn't care and you're just working on ball striking maybe, but I've just got too many in my house to not just keep the good ones. So they do go in the trash, unfortunately. Also, I do not donate to the range because I don't think a lot of people know this, but that creates more work for the people who work there. So it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But when I worked at Cabot and the place I work at now, we sort those out of the regular range balls. They don't want disparities, like they have like when I worked at Cabot, they had a contract with TaylorMade. So they didn't want Titleist golf balls at the range. So I mean, you had to sort through them, and if you found, a Callaway ERC with a stripe, you had to take it out. You had to sort through that. And so when you go through the picker and you're picking all those golf balls up and you get to the end, you actually have to kind of go through them as you're sorting them, and if there's one that's not right, you have to actually sort it out because they don't want you to keep those in there. So I don't ever donate to the range just for the simple fact that I don't want to create more work for them. So again, I'll just throw it away before anything else. Who do you feel will dethrone Titleist as the undisputed best ball for everyone at any skill level? Okay, good question. There's a couple things there, wording-wise, I want to talk about. So can anyone actually dethrone Titleist? Probably not dethrone them, and especially not undisputed, because there's so much competition in golf balls. There will always be disputes, especially as time goes on. Titleist benefited from creating a golf ball that was 20 years ahead of its time. And once that happened, Dean Snell left the company. I don't know what happened, but he left Titleist. And after that, Titleist just kind of coasted for a really long time. And other companies for the last 20 years have chipped away and have gotten up and gotten better. And now you're actually seeing real competition. And that's why you see these drastic changes from Titleist that have happened over the last couple of years. They're making very big changes to their golf ball for the first time in forever, which is why some fans of Titleist are like, we love the Pro V1, why are you changing it so much? But they know the market share every year goes down a little bit more for them because people are discovering Vice, they're discovering PXG, they're discovering Callaway. And so I don't think there'll be a specific company that has a chance to dethrone them. Wilson is amazing. They probably have the best chance because for the last 2 or 3 years with robotic testing, Wilson's blown Titleist out of the water when it comes to their 115 mile an hour swing speed test. So again, even 100 mile an hour, same thing, accuracy and design. And, Wilson's now using, this balancing technology they have to make sure the golf balls are always balanced. And I think Wilson definitely would have the best shot. But again, because Wilson doesn't advertise their products for some godforsaken reason, I don't know why, I don't think they'll ever dethrone them because not enough people know about them, But that's why Golf Ball Addict exists. We try to get the word out there about, some other good models. And so that's part A. The other thing about this comment is I don't believe that there is a best ball for every skill level. I don't believe that. That's a myth to me. Every golfer is different. Every golfer swing is individual, and they all require a different type of golf ball, and that's why golf ball fitting is so important. That's why I push it so much on the channel, and that's what my channel is based around, is go get different golf balls and play with them and take them into a simulator and see which ones really work for you, because there are golf balls for me. Pro V1X is an example. Pro V1X for me is one of the worst golf balls I've ever hit. If you look at my numbers from it, it's terrible. I lose 10 to 15 yards a club. The amount of side spin is insane. The forgiveness is just terrible. Now, Does that mean it's bad for everyone? No. There are some really phenomenal golfers that can bend it left or right. They can strike the iron incredible. They might be able to benefit from that ball, but I sure can't. My numbers are garbage with it. I mean, straight up garbage. So I'm just a firm believer that I don't think there is a specific golf ball that's good for all speed levels or all skill levels, excuse me. Either one, you know. A 70-year-old 20 handicap doesn't need to play a Pro V1 or a Strixon Diamond or a Callaway Chrome Tour. They just don't need to. It's not going to benefit them. My mom is a prime example. My mom swings, you know, maybe 75, 80 mile an hour with the driver. She's a little, you know, slower with the driver, but she's in the fairway every time. I've given her golf balls that are like tour golf balls to hit. She loses 20, 30 yards on her drive. Like, she just does. The Callaway Riva, it's like the Callaway Super Soft Max basically. She gains 20 yards. So there's a 50-yard difference on her drives between those two golf balls. And that's just because, again, she's not swinging fast enough to compress a tour level golf ball. And so I'm a firm believer that, like I said, there's just no golf ball that's going to fit every single golfer. There just isn't. So that'll never happen. Greetings, Nick. Which do you like better between the Snell Get Some and the new Topflite Gamer? Well, both of those are fantastic two-piece golf balls. I love them both a lot. Now, when it comes to the old Snell Get Some, I would give it the nod. Not by a ton, but by enough, because I do love that golf ball. However, because of the factory fire, they had to switch to a China factory. I've not heard good things. I've heard the durability's been bad, and if that's the case, I haven't had a chance to retest it yet, but if that's the case, I'd have to give it to the Topflite Gamer. So it's just kind of one of those things where they are close, but if they can get it back to a factory where I know it's going to be made well and it's going to be, you know, at least, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not asking for Titleist levels, but somewhat, you know, 90%, 85%, 90%, you know, good for the most part. I do love that Snell Get Some. I definitely will get some. Hello there, please, best budget ball for a high handicapper and a slow swing speed, and best golf ball for high handicappers and slow swing speed regardless of budget. Well, actually, it's funny, the answer to that is actually still one ball. It's the Precept Laddie Extreme. That's going to be your best as far as I'm concerned based on my testing for the budget, because it's only $1 golf ball, but also just the best one, period. I mean, it really is. But I do want to give another golf ball. I feel like I can give another golf ball a nod here. The Titleist True Feel, despite being on the little more expensive side, it does offer some of the qualities that like a premium tour ball would. Like the feel, it's a little more traditional. You know, it's not got like this really squishy marshmallow effect. It's more of a traditional style feeling ball. It's got really good putting around the green, things like that. That's a golf ball that I think if people had the money and they spent it on it, they'd be glad they did. But the Precept Laddie Extreme rules in both regards when it comes to that. Can you discuss the improvement in the 2025 Tour Response balls? Not right now because I still haven't tested them, but that's actually on the schedule to be tested tomorrow. So I will respond to your comment tomorrow after I test it, and then I will let you know exactly how it tests. You know, I won't give you the whole review away, but I'll give you some, you know, some snippets and some tidbits in there, and an overall summary of what happened. But I have really high expectations. I think it's going to be awesome. I love the new bright visible colors. The stripe looks great. I hope the performance is just as good. Live or PGA? PGA, and it isn't close. I've tried watching Live. I just don't think it's a good viewing experience. I don't like it. The players, I don't see passion there. You know, I just don't. I think they're in it for the money. It is what it is. I mean, if someone likes Live, that's awesome. I mean, it's just not my cup of tea. I actually like the TGL. I like Tigers League better than I do Live Golf, because at least with TGL, it's different, right? It's not just golf. It is intriguing because I'm watching them play on this giant $50 million simulator, you know, and they're like, it's all changing in the greens, and, you know, it goes at a faster pace, and because there's, you know, you're focused on one team versus another, you get to see their personalities, they're all mic'd up, it's different, and because of that, I like it. But Live, every time I watch Live, there's just so much going on because it's a shotgun, you know, it's always just bam, 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 and so I guess if you're watching it, that's great, but if you put it on in the background, like when I'm editing videos, I can't tell what's going on, so I just prefer the PGA, and I always will. I really do hope some of these guys come back like I've heard they're going to. I've heard that, you know, DeChambeau and Koepka might come back at the end of this year because their contract's up. I think that'd be good for PGA, and I'd like that. I'd like to go back. I just went to Valspar a couple weeks ago, and I still loved it. It was still a great experience. Got to watch Hovland win finally. I was excited about that. But, yeah, I don't know. You know, I just prefer that. Do you know what happened with Sugar, which, of course, is Sugar Golf? I do! For all you people who have been wondering. So, Sugar is a golf company. The Sugar, let's see, was it G1? Not G1. Yeah, G1. I'm sorry. The original Sugar Ball won our top 100 the first year. That was the #1 golf ball the previous year. It's a phenomenal ball, and I miss it. The reason I say I miss it is because they sold out at the beginning of 2024, and it's been over a year since they've had stock. And their website basically went blank, and you know, we heard rumors. Are they going to come back out with it when they can get another shipment in? And there's been a lot of this and that, and going back and forth, and we don't know. However, I have talked to Sugar Golf in the recent weeks. They are coming out with three new models. They're going to have a 2-piece, they're going to have a 3-piece, and they're even going to have a 4-piece. And they're really excited about this. I got to speak with someone, a representative from Sugar. He was really excited about it. He says it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be awesome as well. They make good golf balls, so I'm excited to try these out. And a review will be coming in a couple months, and we'll probably just do a review on all three. We might do one video, all three balls, compare them side by side, but they are back in the game. So I think they just couldn't get a shipment because of the fire that happened. Man, that fire really messed up the industry, but I do believe that fire held them from getting any shipment in until now, and so hopefully now they can get the business back up and going. And hey, if their golf balls are great, we love them in the community. That's awesome. A lot of people really did love the Sugar Ball, so hopefully they do well. I got into golf and the game itself while going with Dad and Grandfather while they played. As I grew up, they introduced me to their golf games. When did you get into golf? Thank you for this channel. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I got into golf when I was 5 years old. I don't remember how or why I wanted to play it. I was a sports kid, so I mean, I probably just saw that it had a stick and a ball, and I was like, yep, that's for me. I mean, I loved sports. So my grandfather took me. We got a membership to the local course. We went all the time. I mean, all the time. And I have so many memories, even now from 5 years old, I can remember playing on that course. And I love it. I can still tell you every hole of that course, you know, from front to back, even though it's been 20, 25 years. When I got to high school, I didn't play as much. I was afraid. You know, I lived in a suburb town, and there was some rich kids, and they were pretty good at golf. They were country club kids. That I had no chance to get on the team, and I didn't have the same opportunity, and I was scared. I regret that. I should have went out. I was good enough. I could have made the team, and I actually probably could have gotten a college scholarship out of it. But you know, what are you gonna do? You know, that's why my kids are gonna have a club in their hand at 3, 4 years old, because I don't know if I can pay for college, so you're going to need to get that scholarship. But then once I moved to Florida in 2018, I really picked it back up because it's just such a beautiful state with beautiful weather, and you know, I mean, it's easy. You got golf courses everywhere around here, and so I just kind of started going with family members and friends, and then pretty soon we were going every week, and now we go every week, and we've done that for 6 years. And so I play and I work at golf courses now, and it just kind of became a part of my life. It just randomly when I got older. I mean, I always loved the game and I was always part of it, but I never thought it would be a career for sure. Can you do a ladies top 3 or top 5 golf ball list? My daughter is playing the Zip right now. Thanks, Nick. I can. Now, I haven't tested these with data numbers, but since my mom plays, you know, women balls, I know some. I know enough to get by. The number one that I really like a lot is the Callaway Riva. It is the slightly larger version, so you'll want to putt with something different. It's not something I'd use in competition, but it is a great golf ball at just getting up in the air. It goes a long way. It's extremely straight. I mean, it's explosive off the club. My mom absolutely loves them. She is definitely pro team Riva, but you know, for a good reason. They work really well. She hits them extremely high and extremely far compared to other models, so it can definitely help if she's got a slower swing speed. Also, I really like the TaylorMade Kalea, I think is how you pronounce that. That one seems to be really consistent. It's not explosive, but it's very accurate, very consistent, has a decent amount of spin for being, you know, a two-piece ball. It actually works really well, so that's another one. And then last but not least, I like the Maxfly Softfly. Really inexpensive. They come in really cool designs. They have like a really cool glitter one that I like that I got my mom for Christmas last year. Again, you know, really good, solid performance, very consistent, very straight, great to learn the game with. And I like the designs Maxfly has, and they're really easy to pick up if you have a Dick's or a Golf Galaxy near you. Now, at the end of this year, I will be testing at some point, maybe summer, but I will be testing those women balls, such as the Calais and all that with data numbers. So that's finally coming this year. So be on the lookout for that. When are you going to curve that brim? Never. I love the flat bill. I do have hats that are curved bill. I don't mind, but I do prefer flat bill, so never. JK, but how does booking at Cabot work? Do they have a single rounds? I've seen cabin fees. It's not in the radar in the near future, but I'd love to play it. Yeah, definitely wait a little longer. You can call them or email them and just get a single round. But keep in mind right now it's walking only, and it's $400 for the round, and it does include a caddy because it's caddy mandatory, and you have to tip, so you're probably looking at about $500 if you just do the bare bones. So I mean, if you're the type of guy that you think, oh yeah, that's a good price. I could do that. Then yeah, go have some fun, buddy. But if you're like some other people and you look at that price and go, I could book a whole weekend getaway somewhere with 4 rounds for that. Yeah, then maybe not. But, you know, and that's not a crack at Cabot. I love Cabot. I love my time there. They were amazing to me. I love that. It's just, I never understood the $400 walking only in Florida. Even right now, you know, today, here we are in April, we had a 90-degree day yesterday and today. I can't imagine walking that course in that. Oh my gosh. I was outside doing yard work earlier for like 20 minutes and almost died of a heart attack. I can't imagine walking 7 miles. Whew. Carrying a bag. Not for me. That's okay, not for me. If it's for you, awesome. God bless you. It's not for me. You need to consider how straight a ball flies in your reviews. You're right, I do. And we now do. Season 5 kicked off with the Kirkland and the Members Mark. We now do dispersion and accuracy as a test. So, cool. Got a set of starter clubs for my son to start playing. Any experience with the new Vice Boost set of golf clubs? Vice is nice. I don't have experience with that specific starter set, but like I said, I play the Vice irons. I have had a conversation with the gentleman who designs them, who is like the Vice, I don't know his title, I'm sorry, but he designs the golf clubs. So passionate. I mean, so fun to be around, so passionate. He loves what he does. And when people love what they do, look, I have full confidence in them, because I see a lot of people making product nowadays and they're not passionate about it, and it shows. When someone's truly passionate about what they're doing, they put their heart and soul into it, and that's what this guy's doing, and it shows. You know, and so I think that's going to be an awesome first set. I think especially for a young kid, or, you know, a elementary school, middle school, whatever, because a kid like that's going to want some flair, and Vice kind of is that new, you know, age, modern type of golf ball company, so that's nice. Vice is nice. You've been playing the Atom stuff recently? No, I've just been using it for testing, but I do love it. I use the other stuff for playing. If you could go one brand, ball, clubs, everything, what would it be? So yeah, I mean, it would be, so there's two. There's two I would absolutely go with. If 2 companies picked up the phone and was like, hey, listen, we want you to play our clubs exclusively, and you know, you can review golf balls, but we want you to play our golf ball exclusively, I would pick up the phone for 2 companies. The first one is PXG, because again, great business practice. Their golf ball's incredible. Their clubs, their fitting process, I heard, is just out of this world. I mean, everything they do is just, I've never heard a negative. I still have not heard a single negative from them, except maybe like they didn't respond to my email within a timely manner. I don't know, some weird crap like that. But no, I've heard wonderful things, and I absolutely would pick up the phone for that. And then, of course, the other one's Vice. You know, Vice just came out with woods. You know, they have putters that are awesome. They just came out with drivers and fairway woods and hybrids. I already play their irons, and I love it. I know their golf balls are great, and it's a really cool company. They've been good to me, and so I'd have no problem going with that. I would love a full Vice setup as well. So those are the 2 companies I'd pick up the phone for. Are you going to be reviewing the new Q-Star Ulti-Speed? Well, yep, as I mentioned earlier, we do intend on it. I'm actually really excited because I've heard some rumors about, you know, where it came from and how it came about, and I'm excited. I'm excited to try that one. I think it's going to be good. What do you think of the shaft in your Adams Idea irons? Thinking about picking some up, but afraid the 85-gram stiff might be too late for me. You know, it depends on the person, obviously. I mean, from what I've experienced with them, I like them because they're a little lighter. Now, some people don't like lighter, but I like lighter because it allows me to swing smoother and get more swing speed. When I have a heavier iron that's a little heavier, my tendency is to try to swing a little harder and faster to try to kill it, to try to keep up with it, because I'm not the strongest guy, I'll be real with you, and it ends up affecting my game a lot, and I don't like it. So these are really light. I like them. I like them a lot. I love what they do. I know they're not premium, but they have like a nice mid-flight, and for a beginner, intermediate guy just trying to keep it in the fairway, I think it does really well. And it works well for testing golf balls too. All right, this next one is from my mom. I mention her on the channel all the time. I mentioned her a couple times in this video. If you could only use one club for an entire game, which would it be? Oh, that's a good question. Okay, if I had to use one club for an entire, I guess I would probably go 5-iron, because I feel like I could alternate the loft enough to putt with it, and I could also do bump and runs, but if I needed to get some distance off the tee, I could at least get 180, 185 on a decent hit, and so that would be enough to kind of cover it, but boy, that's a tough question. I hate the idea of only using one club. But yeah, probably a 5-iron if I had to say, just that way I'd have a balance of everything. These are a few from my wife. I guess she thinks she's funny, but sure, let's go ahead and do them. So do the balls come back to you like in bowling? No, that's part of the fun. You get to actually go out and look for them, and that's part of the experience. You know, if you're not spending at least 15, 20 minutes around looking in the woods or checking the banks of water, you're not really playing golf right. You're not getting your money's worth. Do you get extra points if it lands in the water? Yes, you do, actually. But it's a game designed to where you have to have the least amount of points as possible. So you do get extra points, but that hurts you. This one's from my 3-year-old son. Which club is best for stirring mac and cheese? Olivier, you stay the heck away from my clubs. But if I had to answer the question, I would say this putter right here. It has the perfect optimal level for mac and cheese stirring. And the weight is really nice too. Got a little toe hang there, it looks like. Scrumptious. Okay guys, well that is the majority of questions. Feel free to continue to ask more and more. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. I will gladly do more in the future. But I just wanted to go in here and answer some questions and just kind of talk about that stuff. You know, I didn't get to really talk about much of me because there was so many great questions, and that's great. The one thing I will say is that there have been some comments about when I review golf balls, I have bare feet out there. I usually, if I'm outside, I am barefooted, and I always try to be real and authentic with you guys. I view us as a community, not a business, but there have been people who have kind of gotten upset, and they're like, it's not professional. How am I supposed to take you seriously? I mean, my view is always, don't look at my feet. You know, I don't know. Like, this to me isn't a business. It's me giving you guys numbers, but I understand where it's coming from. I get it. But I also realized that I was kind of being selfish, and I was looking at it, you know, I come out there, I go barefoot, I don't think anything of it, but then I realized that a lot of you guys, a lot of my viewers are up north, and while here it's beautiful and 80 degrees and crystal blue skies, birds chirping, you know, that's golf thwack sound everywhere because there's so many great golf courses at great prices, reasonable prices, the crashing of the waves sound. Where was I going with this? Oh, right, sorry. So I understand that I have that here. Maybe I take it for granted because I understand you guys up north. You look out your window and you see snow and you see, you know, ice and you see all this stuff, and I get it. I wasn't trying to rub it in your face, and I apologize, and I get it. You know, it's not. I'm sure you don't actually hate the fact that I'm barefooted. I think what's happening is you're seeing me barefooted, and there's some anger, there's some resentment, there's some jealousy, and you're just mad because I get it. You look outside and you can't even see because there's 3 feet of snow. You can't play golf. And then you watch my video and I'm sitting here rubbing my bare feet in your face like, oh, it's beautiful out here, guys, I'm barefoot. I apologize. I wasn't thinking of it from your point of view, and I should have. I'm sorry. I know sometimes I got to be humbled, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. So going forward, I will wear some type of shoes, maybe flip-flops, open-toed. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I'll wear shoes. And once again, thank you to Magic Mind. Guys, you can either get a 15-day subscription or a 30-day subscription. Check out that link below. You get 20% off a first-time order, or you get 48% off of a subscription if you decide to go forward with it. Thank you, Magic Mind. Check it out. Guys, as always, keep watching, keep saving, keep learning. Until next time, see you soon.